Hi guys, this is Iggy from Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. I'm in the cowboy kitchen once more, and I was intending my last video to be literally my last video on the subject of the Marx Battleground playset. And then I found this guy. No, not this guy, this guy. Here we go. Do you guys remember him? Did you ever wonder what the heck is he doing? Is that supposed to be a judo chop? If so, there's no corresponding German to fight hand to hand like this. So when I was a kid, I always thought, what the hell is this thing? And I did remember this figure here looked kind of like he might be fighting him. And I thought, well, maybe these two guys, sorry, it's hard to do this. I thought, maybe these two guys were supposed to fight like, stab, 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 woo, ah. Anyway, it wasn't until yesterday that I found out that this guy is not a judo chopper. This guy was something even cooler, and I'm going to show him to you now. Look at that. I never knew this. I saw a video that some other guy put out there showing what this was for, and I was amazed. I thought, well, this is really cool. Let's see if I can put him down and give you a close-up of him all the way around. Let's turn him here. He's carrying a wounded comrade. And I thought, you know what? The fact that Marx would design and engineer this is really amazing. That is a really... Now that I know what this is for, when I thought he was a judo chop guy, I was like, get rid of it. Then when I found out this was his purpose, I'm like, that has got to be the coolest figure in the box. The only thing that might be cooler than this is this fellow over here. Let's show you this guy. Now, when I was a kid, that's the snack I had. Get rid of that. Okay, this guy here, I thought he was like the coolest figure in the set. Nice animated pose, nice action. He's like, come on, guys, let's take that hill. The only thing that's even cooler than that is the fact that this guy here gets drilled in the head by a sniper. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's really an interesting pose. A lot of action here, and it tells an entire story by itself. I think this figure is really awesome. So here's the lieutenant leading the men forward, and here he is when he gets shot in the head by the only German who ever hit someone during World War II, because as we know from Hollywood movies, the Germans are like stormtroopers. They never hit anybody. So this guy is like 1 in a million. But anyway, when I saw those figures in the plastic bag, I had to include them. So when you get your set out again, make sure you do this with yours, because that's a really cool figure, as is this pair here. It almost tells an entire story here, just by itself. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention was this pontoon bridge. I always thought this was a cool accessory. And this is my last video on Marx playsets, so I wanted to mention this to you. I always liked this. years ago, we would go in the backyard. This was before Mom and Dad put in a pool. And we would dig in the backyard, and we'd take the hose and make a stream, and we would put this over it and put our tanks and things over it. But it also reminded me of a story that Caesar related, Julius Caesar, where they crossed the Rhine River. The Romans built a bridge across the Rhine River, and they crossed the entire legion over this bridge, and then they recrossed back to the Roman side and tore the bridge down. And they did all of that to show the Germans that, one, Roman legions could go anywhere they wanted and the Rhine was no obstacle to their advance, and two, that they had the wherewithal to build a bridge across the Rhine and tear it down all in a day. It's a pretty amazing. Now, I don't know if Caesar was bragging a little bit, if they actually built it in a day. I mean, the Rhine River is pretty big. I've seen it in person. I don't think it's as big as St. John's River, but it's pretty big. It would serve as an obstacle to invading armies for centuries. Anyway, it wasn't an obstacle to the Romans. They could cross it, and that's what they did. Anyway, now you say, well, Rich, you got this guy doing the judo chop. Let's get him over here. And you thought he was a judo chop, but it turned out that he was this guy. So then the question becomes, well, hold on a second. Let me take him off here. If you thought